CEO, The Diary of a CEO. I'm sure you guys know about that podcast. I have been watching the most insane information about artificial intelligence and how it really is, like, I don't think that we realize the times that we're living in, because maybe it hasn't necessarily, which way do I want to go? I'll go this way. Maybe it hasn't necessarily hit like your individual life yet on a major level, maybe a little bit, but not on a major level. But we are in the times of like when airplanes were created, when cars were created, when tractors were created, like complete shifts in the way that human beings operate and the way that human beings move as a society with artificial intelligence. And I was watching a podcast where there was 4 experts on there, and they were discussing just like the pros and cons. So there was like an optimist, there was like someone that was neutral, and then there was another expert that was more of a pessimist on artificial intelligence. And it was really interesting to see all of them at the same table and kind of like going back and forth. I really like podcasts like that, because sometimes when you watch a podcast and it's only one perspective, like all the comments, the whole energy, I guess, for lack of a better word, there's a better word, but just the whole vibe of the podcast is one way of thinking. So I really like how Stephen had kind of 3 different perspectives of like someone that's in the middle, someone that is for AI, and someone that is kind of like, not like he's against AI, but he's just basically doing a reality check on like what it's really going to do for humanity. And, you know, we talk a lot about this in the Embody Pursuit tribe of like always wanting to like level up, do better, get another stream of income, get your body together, like just level up in some kind of way. Like that's what this is about. It's a positivity channel. It's a self-development channel. But when I was listening to that, I was like, it's almost like if you do not have a game plan of like, okay, how can I incorporate AI into my life and how can I be making funds off of it? All 3 of them did agree that in the next 2 to 5 years, okay, any job where you're just like entering, like coding in information, or something is systematic where it's like, you know, you pretty much go to work and it's just administrative work and you do the same thing every day, or anything with coding, anything that has like steps to it, in the next 2 to 5 years, there will be some level of AI taking over that, whether it cuts the jobs down or it eliminates the jobs altogether. Okay. So what I notice is that ultimately in the next 10 to 20 years, 90% of the jobs that we see today will be obsolete, but there is an opportunity to make money in other ways. It's just we're in the time period where it's like, well, okay, well, what else would we do if AIs are taking our job, right? So I think we're all trying to figure that out. But in the meantime, what I'm seeing is that AI hasn't been able to duplicate an actual human being and like the connection like this. Yeah, there is people marrying AIs. Yeah, there's like the isolated instances that, you know, go viral for like how bizarre they are with like people marrying dolls and people marrying robots and things like that. But it's not even a blip on the radar yet of like it replacing human connection. And this right here, like building a community, has not been taken over. So I really highly encourage you to, in some degree, to either create your own kind of community, create your own digital product, have something that you're selling online, have something that you're so uniquely good at that only you, like everyone has to go to you for it. And I want to challenge you and really help you kind of like jolt yourself into really figuring out what that is, because I wouldn't have known that. Like, I don't have a fitness degree or a nutrition degree, but I'm going to be 40 in under a year, like in like 9 months, I'm going to be 40. And I've been able to maintain like a really good, solid level of health. And so I've been able to monetize how I've done that right? With like doing affiliate marketing, selling products that I believe in, with having my own How to Lose Belly Fat ebook guide that I still follow those same exact principles for the last decade. That's down in the description. But like, you might say to yourself, well, there's nothing that I uniquely do. Well, you do, because you're the only one that's lived your life, and you're the only one that's solved your problems. So what you can do is just structure your problems that you've solved and put it into some kind of organized either ebook, step-by-step guide, or course. I'm telling you, that has not been taken over yet by AI. And the thing is, yeah, an AI robot can get on a post and say, buy this step-by-step how to lose fat course, right? But like, unless you just are like, I don't know, been living under a rock or something, and you just are like, okay, I think this robot's going to help me. You want to learn certain things from a human being. Like, robots don't have blood pressure issues, diabetes, hormone issues. AIs don't have these things. And so when we're sharing our own experiences, like, hey, this is how I got over depression. This is how I got over anxiety. Yeah, you can technically ask ChatGPT, how do I get over anxiety? And it can give you some decent step-by-steps that are solid, but you want to be able to hear people's actual story. And like, hey, look, yeah, you can do these steps, but I came, I ran up against an obstacle when I tried that step. So this is how I did this other step, right? So there's different, like, there's just more, there's so much power and potency and like depth with stories, human to human stories. So I don't know what's conquered that yet. Like, unless you guys put me on, because I'm learning too. Like, I'm navigating the internet. I don't know everything on the internet. I'm old enough to know that I don't know very much, but what I do know about, I know a lot of, if that makes sense. And like, this is such a pivotal moment. I think this is really going to make or break how people are going to be operating, and if you are going to be able to survive on some kind of level with like being able to generate income. Like, truly, like, it's really, really well. Like, even I was thinking about my mom's job. I'm like, can they take my mom? What she does is part of one of her job duties is that she calls elderly people that are like 80, 85 and up, and she schedules appointments for the doctors to come out to see them, healthcare practitioners to come and see them in their home, so they don't have to like get into a car and be seen. Now, what's fascinating is that someone might say, well, that could be automated. Yeah, her job's going to be gone. I agree. However, I don't think the AI has figured out, and maybe there's an AI listening to this and they're going to be like, oh, we're going to take Ciana's idea and figure that out. But it is what it is. You just got to play the game. AI is here to stay, and it's only going to be infiltrating our lives even more. So why not just figure out how to incorporate it into your life? So with my mom, part of her job duty, one of her job duties every day is to call these elderly people. Now, my mom has you guys have heard my mom, she has a very soothing, calm, patient voice. Okay? So, yeah, there's AIs that are getting better at like kind of sounding like humans, but when there's a frustrated elderly person, which 70% of them are, because she tells me about just some of her experiences, like, my mom knows how to calm them down, right? Like, because she's a human, she knows, I understand, I know exactly what you're saying, I completely empathize with you. How can I want to help you, like, let's do this together, let's partner together, and like, let's figure out how we can fix this, right? And AI, whenever someone gets frustrated, like, you guys know, have you ever gotten frustrated and you're talking to like an operating system and you're like, representative, like, you just want to hurry up and talk to somebody? Well, the robot, the AI it's not adjusting to our attitude, right? It's just hearing yes or no, or it's not hearing like one of the 5 options that it's been told to send you to an actual representative. So again, like, my mom's job in particular, right now, I don't foresee it being taken away, because she has to communicate with people that it's a very unique, you know, class of people. And like, you have to, that requires human to human. Like, when you're dealing with elderly people, it requires human to human interaction. Now, again, these AIs and technology and robots and all this stuff is getting more and more advanced. So who knows, in the next 5 years, maybe it'll figure out how to make a loving robot or something. But right now, that's not the case. So I was like, okay, cool. My mom's good. And then my dad, he owns his own businesses. And one of the businesses that he has is he has a chain of hookah and cigarette stores. People love, regardless of all the ads that are all over the United States about how bad cigarettes are for you, people love their cigarettes. Like, people are going to have their beer and they're going to have their cigarettes. It is what it is. So my dad is going to be fine. And then he has other businesses and things like that he's good with. So I was like, okay, my dad's good. And then, so I was just kind of like going through like my family members, and I'm like, okay, everyone's pretty decent in the next year to 2 to 5. I don't really foresee someone just getting cut like immediately, especially things like my brother. One of my brothers, he has a business where he has dumpster trucks and like big bins where he picks up people's like not trash, but like, I guess, yeah, trash, but like big things like 2x4s and, you know, big, you know, like if trees were cut down, like big things, right? And again, like, you still need a human to kind of orchestrate that process. And technically, because he has those tractors, like, that's the machine. Now, maybe the machine might become more advanced, where it might be an AI version of a dumpster truck or something, right? So again, it still requires a human to like be over it. So what they were saying in the podcast is that really it's making everybody smarter. Like, everybody automatically gets an extra 45 IQ points. Everybody, me, you, all of us right now, by having access to ChatGPT, we all are automatically smarter. Now, the people having IQ isn't necessarily like setting you apart anymore. Is automatically smarter if you are actually practicing how to use the AI. Now, it's the people that know how to manage AI. That's now going to be the people that are going to shoot up to the top. That's what they're anticipating. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense. Even with me, I've sold products. If you look at my last post on my shorts, if you go to my shorts after this live, I just got 20 boxes of shipment that came in from this size to this size of samples. I sell products right now on my TikTok shop using AI. It's me, like, I'm talking, but I will literally talk to the AI. This is my secret. Like, I should be charging for this, but this is exactly what I do. I go to the AI and I say, I want to sell this face oil. I want women to actually, as soon as they see this video, I want what I'm going to say to provoke them to actually purchase the oil. Talk about what it can do, the benefits that it can do, talk about the pain that it's going to relieve, talk about the problem that it's going to solve. I want the message to be so compelling that they're provoked to buy, right? So it shoots out a prompt. Now, it shoots out several prompts, and some of them I'm like, that's ridiculous, that's like not realistic. But then some of them I'm like, ooh, and it triggers me to think of a story that I forgot that I had about me using the oil or me having skin issues, right? And how I resolve mine. So it's like the AI is also making me smarter at this. Like, I'm learning from it. It's like training me how to be a better saleswoman, right? And you guys know my style. I don't sell anything to be scammy. I don't care. Like, I only talk about things that I actually use as a woman that is years on the planet and wanting to keep up with, you know, maintenance and you know, internal health first, and then external factors as well, skin, muscles, you know, things like that, right? And so I'm just talking about my own experiences on how I'm trying to keep up with those things. Now, again, someone could be like, that's nice, but like, maybe they're not resonating with my story. So that's where AI comes in, where I'm using AI to help me. Because I'll say, another way that I'll use it, I'll say, right now, with all the women buying beauty products, why are they purchasing? Like, what is making them actually buy, right? Like, what is actually making them be provoked to buy? Like, what's drawing them in? Because it has the AI information in me. And yeah, I could go and read thousands of articles, but who has time for that? Like, I don't have time to do all that individual research. So I'm using the fact that AI has access to the whole United States and really the whole planet, but really, the United States, and gathering that information. And then I'm learning from the information. Like, okay, well, like, one thing that we don't really realize, and not maybe I is really selling for the season. So yeah, maybe something might be your favorite product, right? Like, maybe you had a transformation with a particular oil, right? But let's just say, like, it's getting really hot now. Like, we're going into summer, and some people are like, I need something to keep my face dry, because it's going to be hot in Texas. So, like, I don't really want to put all this oil on my face and go outside, right? So, like, you have to pay attention to things that are seasonal, and then age factors, and then stress factors, and then life factors, and then women that have kids versus women that don't have kids. Like, there's all these different factors that the AI can actually, like, gather all that information for me really quickly, and then spit it out to me on, like, what's going to be the best approach for me to sell this beauty oil. Okay. So if you're not using AI, like, I'm going to keep bugging you guys about it, because anyone that's a part of this community is not going to be left behind. I also sell digital products. I will be announcing my course on how to build your own digital products and your own website in one day, literally one day, using AI. Literally, I show you, I have it up on the screen. I'm showing you how I'm using AI to build your website and build your digital product in one day. That's what I did. I have it right now. You can go to embodypursuit.com. That's how I did it. I'm going to show you how I did it. I'm announcing it today when that course is dropping. So just be on the lookout for that on my community tab. I will be announcing that it's going to be available. What you're going to want to do is, when you look at my community tab, you're going to want to download the free, it's like a free sneak peek. If you're like, look, funds are low right now, I don't have time, I respect it and I get it. So I'm still giving like a step by step of like how I did it now, and then you can go do it on your own. Now the point of my course is for you to get it up and going in one day, so you can start making money immediately. That's what I want to help you guys with. It took me months and months to figure it out, and I'm like, I know how you can do this in a day because of AI. So that's going to be dropping. You're going to want to either in the description, you can do it right now, or just wait for the community tab post and you can download. And I'm giving a really big percentage off. And on launch day, I'm doing a crazy flash deal just on the first day. After that, the price will go back up. Just because I'm, excited for you guys to check out the course. And you guys have seen little snippets and clips of it. But bottom line, guys, is that, like, I don't want anyone to get left behind, and I want people to start kind of thinking, like, not in a scary way, but like, okay, if you're comfortable, when you're comfortable, that's the perfect time to start thinking about what to do in a down season, because we know how life goes now at this point, right? If you're 30 and up, we know that there's going to be seasons where you're like in a good spot, and all of a sudden it seems like you have like car issues, health issues, a family issue all in the same month. And you're just like, okay, and then you're not prepared or whatever, right? Or maybe you get let go suddenly, or, whatever, you get fired suddenly from work for whatever reason. It happens, it is what it is, but you want to have something to fall back on. And the reason why I'm so passionate about digital products is that, and affiliate marketing, by the way, like TikTok shop. Look, you guys were on the journey with me about when the TikTok, there was like the whole TikTok scare of like it being taken away. And it really did get shut down for about 24 hours. Here's the thing. If they wanted to get rid of TikTok, they would have already gotten rid of it. So there's a reason why they keep extending it. They do not want TikTok not to be in the United States, in my opinion. I will believe it when I see it. When the app is completely gone off the App Store and you literally cannot get access to it and it's done, that's when I'll believe it. But it's so infiltrated, in my opinion. Again, this is just my opinion. This is not, researched advice or anything like that. This is just Ciana's opinion. That, like, I've over 150 million people in the United States use it. Even people that are in high places use it for TikTok to get out information. So like it's making America so much money. Like from the TikTok shop, I'm gonna do a whole series on this, and I want you guys to like also win on TikTok shop too, because not only when you do the TikTok shop, you can also do Amazon affiliates and YouTube shopping. So once you do one and you start to get samples in, you now can start selling on every platform. So even when TikTok, like I went to a YouTube shopping in-person event, invite only, where I had products that I got from the TikTok shop, and I'm also selling them on YouTube shopping. So I make sales from my shorts. You guys all should too. Like, there's no reason that you guys shouldn't be making money every single week. You can easily make an extra $1,000 a week easily for an hour of posting, an hour of work a day of posting. Maybe coming up with a couple concepts, some captions, and you post every day. So about 5 hours to 7 hours a week, make an extra $1,000 a week. Okay. I made over 5 figures a couple of months, and like, I think like 2 or 3 separate months, I made 5 figures from the TikTok shop. And I'm like, okay, so, and I now know, because I've done it, I've been on the TikTok shop for 2 years now. I'm going to be coming out with my exact way, so you guys can do it too, in a digital ebook guide as well. So just kind of be on the lookout for that if anyone's interested in that. I don't know why you wouldn't want to be interested. Like, you guys, there's grown men. I think it's so fascinating. You'll see someone like me on there, but then you'll see like a 21-year-old, like blonde hair, blue eye girl. And then you'll see like a 65-year-old black guy that's like selling tools. You'll see like another Hispanic 45-year-old man selling beauty care products. You'll see a 80-year-old woman. Like, it is so fascinating to me. I think that people think that TikTok shop is for like influencer-y people. And when you think of an influencer, you think of like a 25 and under person that's really good looking, and they're like bopping around and like selling all these products. It's everybody. Like, I'm like, you guys, so there's TikTok will run competitions, and you can see who's like on the leadership board, like who's winning. I won one of them once, but in the leadership board, there was like this guy that was at the top, 100K in 1 month. Possible, because I've made a lot of money in 1 month before, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't even believe you can make this amount of money in 1 month. Now it is, I'm not going to say that it does get some, like, you have to work to figuring out how to do that consecutively, but there's people that have figured it out. This one guy, he looked like he was like in his, maybe his 30s, maybe early 40s. It's just him like in his bedroom and he was selling video game consoles, video game like controllers and video game machines or whatever. I don't know anything about video games anymore. I used to play Sega Genesis and PlayStation and Nintendo when I was a kid, but that's where I capped out. So I don't even know what they're called anymore. So the video game consoles, 100K from sitting back and talking about those things. And in his room was not aesthetically pleasing. He had a normal average room. People are always worried about aesthetics. On TikTok, it's almost like the more real and raw and normal you are, that that's the sales that you get. Instagram is more, they do go for more aesthetics, but on TikTok, it's like, come as you are. Like literally people will be rolling out of bed. They don't even look like they brush their teeth. I don't suggest that. That's not my style, but like there's people that just look like whatever and they're making thousands of dollars. So, I've now studied them and myself from making 5 figures a couple times in a month. And so I'm going to be structuring that, like, and putting it into a quick guide of like what you can do, and I'll do a couple workshops. But it's like, it's for everybody, you guys. It sounds cheesy. It sounds, oh, TikTok shop. Like, look, sometimes we are blocking ourselves, and I'm having to learn that this year myself, of like, you can create a story and a framework about around something that it doesn't exist. Like maybe in your community, like people, because you're like 50 and up or 45 and up or 32 and up, and like everybody might have like a normal job and like does like the normal corporate thing. So it's almost like people will go and talk crap about influencers on their lunch break. And then the influencers are doing what I'm doing. Okay, I guess I would be in the category of an influencer. On a wonderful Friday, had a nice lunch. I'm gonna go do 2 hours of work. I'm doing live with you guys. Then I'm gonna go work out, and I'm gonna do some more posts, and I'm gonna look at my account and see money going into it. While the corporate people, and I know I used to be a corporate person, are having, now they're the best people to do it. I always say this, if I wish I would have this existed while I had a job, because I would just be like, I wouldn't be like, sometimes like there's some weeks where I have anxiety because I'm like, okay, because you know when you're an entrepreneur, it's all on you. If you don't get up and do something that day, you're not making sales. But you actually do. But there was times that I didn't, because once you kind of have things on an automated system, like you'll just wake up and see sales from like a post that you made 6 months ago. So you do have to just get started. That's the key. But yeah, people, so it's like you could be making fun, like everyone could be making fun of or having limiting beliefs, but nobody actually knows. You know, maybe your group, your family, your community, you don't actually know. You don't know anyone that's actually making funds. So you think it's a scam, or you might have like seen a story, a headline story where like there was an influencer that was scamming people or something like that, right? But the receipts are on my page. You can go to my TikTok and scroll all the way down and see my whole journey, and see how there's like 6 to 8 videos that have over 1 million views. So the proof is there. The receipts are right there. I'll be able to read your guys' comments as soon as I park. But the receipts are there. So when you see those big hitter numbers, like 100K and above, just know that those ones for sure made some pretty good sales. It's easier to go viral than you think. It just is. If it's an interesting, funny video, if it's something polarizing, if you have a good headliner, again, use ChatGPT to help you out with that. And it just takes like 3 months of practice. And then once you make your first dollar online, I'll say this, when I made my first dollar online, that unlocked it for me. Because I was like, wow, I can actually, there's a stranger that doesn't know me, that actually, there's something I said that made them trust me to actually purchase something from my page. Right? Like, I just was like, okay, this is possible. But I had to try first. I had to try. So, I'm not, I know that I really have talked a lot about fitness and health, and I'm going to still be talking about both simultaneously. But this channel is going to be encouraging you to have some kind of stream of income from online. That's really like turning into a passion of mine. It's super important. We do not know where just go to that Diary of a CEO, go to that channel, and listen to the last podcast and it will blow you. It will literally open up your mind. Like, I encourage everybody that's on here, I encourage you to listen to a podcast at least once a week, at least I would say 2 to 3 times a week, but at least once a week, one podcast about AI and how it really is taking over. And if you're not tapped in, you will look up and like be left behind. It's kind of like when 100 years ago, when there was no tractors and there was no like cars and things like that. And so maybe over 100 years ago at this point. And the farmers that did not invest in a tractor and they were like, no, I'm just going to still pay humans. And the ones that did decide to like dip into their savings or dip into their resources and get a tractor and literally were making so much, they were able to make more, produce more fruit faster in bigger and higher quantities and could sell it cheaper. So like you automatically wipe out an entire group of people because they didn't want to budge, you know? And so we're in that time period again where like there's just people. And I also think it's ironic because the person that is the one that's the pessimist on the podcast I was referring to with if you're just hopping on, it's Diary of a CEO. There was a round table of I think it was 3 or 4 individuals, and there was some pessimists on there, optimists, and neutral about AI. And you can just hear their dialogue. And what I think is interesting is the pessimist, the one that's like just the most kind of like pessimistic about it, he's the oldest one. He's of like he looks like he's part of the baby boomer generation, at least an older generation X, but I think he's a baby boomer generation. And I think that's interesting because it makes sense because, you know, when you are indoctrinated with like how society's been for so long, you know, it's natural to kind of see the downside to this. But everybody else that was either neutral or for AI was like, they look like they were like 48 and under, right? So I also think that is interesting. But I think it's important to have all of it because it just gets the dialogue going, and for us to really understand like where do we fit, like me and you, like us everyday people, what do we need to do? So all the people that are at the top and all that, like the Elon Musks of the world and like all the people that are 100 million above people, like they have other things how they're looking at AI. But for the everyday person like me and you, how are we can sit back and complain that like, oh, they're taking our jobs, or we can just say, okay, well, because this is happening anyway, like how can I get in the game? Like, what can I do? So it's like I wrote a book, another digital product using AI, and I put it on my website and have made sales. Literally. Like, instead of me saying, oh man, like AI is like, you know, taking over, everyone's just going to be, you know, using or just like buying all these like, or everyone's going to be just using free content that ChatGPT can give them. Now, no one can take away my experiences, my knowledge, my expertise in certain areas, and how I use ChatGPT to help me structure my thoughts, but it's still me. So no one can take that away, right? So if you want to know Ciana's method, right, you got to get my book. You can't ask a ChatGPT for that. Now, you can ask ChatGPT for the basic step-by-step on something, but if you want to do it Ciana's method, you know, Embody Pursuit method, then you're going to have to, you know, get my $8 ebook, you know, and ebooks are very, you don't want to be too ridiculous, like, with selling an ebook for like $50. I mean, unless it's like, it is worth it, but ebooks should really be, in my opinion, like $13 and below for like a 40-page ebook. It should be like, shouldn't really be more than $12, $13. Mine are cheaper than that. Because it's like quick bouts of information, but you know it works because you've seen the person, maybe you've been following them for a while. So that's where we're heading. And I mean, it's sad. Like, there's whole people that are losing. I was just watching this other channel. She has a really interesting channel. Her name is, her YouTube channel name is Homestead. I think it's Homestead Lifestyle, something like that. There's the name Homestead is in it. She's like a brown skin. I don't know what her ethnicity is, but she looks like she might be mixed. She's like a tan brown skin woman. She said in one of her videos that she's 39. She looks younger though, but she like talks about a lot of topics like similar to this. And I was watching one of her videos, and in the video she was reacting to all these other videos on TikTok of people living, you guys, people are living in storage units. People are choosing to live in storage units. Like, they're like, period, I can't. Okay, this was what I'm happy I brought this up. So they're living in storage units. Oh, you watch her channel? She wears a white hat. Yeah, she always wears a hat. She always like has a hat on. And her, and I haven't seen you in a while, Patrick, what's up? Whenever, by the way, whenever I have it this way, the comments pop up and immediately go away whenever I have it horizontal, so I can't like see everybody yet. But hello to everybody. Keep tapping in, tap in. You're gonna want to stick around for this. So she was reacting to this these people, and I felt so bad because I get it. It's like these people are like, I literally can't afford to live in a small apartment. I can't afford it. Like I'm not getting approved. And it makes sense because, okay, back in the day, I remember I had my own apartment at 22 years old, my very first owned by myself apartment. And I think I was making $2,000 a month back then when I was 22, which is a long, long time ago at this point. And I was making about like a little under $2,000 a month. All my bills were taken care of in $1,000. So I had $1,000 extra a month. Okay. When I was 22 years old, that's extra. That's like, I should have been saving it and like doing other smart things with it, but I wasn't. And again, everything was cheaper, you know, back then and all that. My rent, you guys, was $395. I actually came across a receipt because I have all my stuff organized in a filer, and I was filing something and I came across it and I was like, I can't believe that my rent was $395. I had it was like a cute little loft in Fresno, California. $395. I had a car payment for $200. So that's just rounded up to $400. I had a car payment for $2,000 or $200. I had a Lexus. So decent car, decent, cute little, it was a 2-story, there was no like bedroom, but like my bedroom was on the top and then the living room and the kitchen was on the bottom. Really cute. So that's $600. And then like say utilities was like another $100. So then that takes me to $700. And then let's say I spent, $200 on groceries. Okay. And then like, I lived pretty close to where I work. So it was like $30. Let's just say it was $25 in gas. All right. So let's just say I spent $1,000, maybe $1,100 on my basic bills. Like when I was 22, I was able to get an entry-level job and know that I could still have a car payment. I could still have rent. I could still eat. I could still have cable. Like I just knew I was gonna have my basic needs met. Right now, I wasn't living in luxury. It was in a good, like a decent part of town. It wasn't the best part, but it was definitely not the worst part. Like it was a solid, safe place in town. And I knew, you know, I was gonna be able to do that. Now there was like a teenager crying, or she wasn't a teenager. She looked like she was a teenager, but she was like in her 20s and she was bawling. She was like, I literally am living in my car because I have a full-time job and they will not accept me because I don't make 3 times the rent. I don't know when that happened. I don't remember that being a thing back in the day. Like when I first graduated college, I don't remember you having to have 3 times the rent. I don't know why that is, like why they're doing that now. But I don't know. So I'm like, it's who, when you're just graduating college, when you're 25 years old and you know, let's say you have average parents that are like lower middle class, maybe middle class, where, you know, they can't really pay for your rent and stuff. Like maybe they'll be able to help you out here and there, but you know, you're pretty much on your own and you need to kind of like figure it out, which you should, right? Like you're a young adult, like let's get it going, right? But I could see how these young, in my mind, they're almost like kids, like they're just like big, huge teenagers, because it's like they're in tears and they're trying to work a 9 to 5, they're trying to get a career, but they have to live in their car, like they have to live in a storage unit, like they're actually doing it, like showing like their bed, like their little bed is set up and all that. And I'm like, what? You can't even graduate college and know that you'll be able to have all your basic needs. And I don't know why, like if, you know, you should be able to work full time for minimum wage and know that you'll be able to have, let's just say, forget about the car, because having a car is a luxury. Okay. So let's just say, forget about having the car and you had to use the bus. That's fine. So you had to use public transportation. You had to, and let's just say you don't have cable, but you have internet. Like cable is like a luxury. Even, let's just say even the internet's a luxury, but like you kind of need it. Like especially if you have a job. So let's just say you have the basic, you should be able to know that you'll have a roof over your head and you'll be able to like have electricity to like be able to store your food for a normal 9 to 5 entry level job. Everybody should be in America. How is that? That should just be known. And the fact that in America, 20-year-olds are living in cars, and like, I mean, I get it if like you want to do it, there's no judgment. There's people that want to live in their cars. I'm not talking about the very adventurous, like unruly, kind of like they want to live off the grid and like they're very excited to live that lifestyle. I'm not talking about the van lifers and the car lifers. I'm talking about people that they literally only have the choice of living in their car because they don't have that's their only option. So for the time being, right now, I wouldn't live in my car. I'd be like, I'm sorry, I'm headed for I'm almost a middle-aged woman and I'm gonna need you to like help me out. I wouldn't live in my car. I'm not built for that. I would maybe do it for fun for a week, just to like say I did it. Like I would live in a van for a week and like vlog about it and post it on YouTube and say, okay, this is my experience living in a van for a week and here's what I learned. But no, just no. So, I'm about to park in a few here, so I'll be able to look at your guys' comments. But you guys, like, this is the time. And so we're just living in the time of multiple streams of income. Like it's a must. You got to have it figured out. Get out of your own, limiting beliefs. Anybody can have a TikTok shop. There's even people that have TikTok shops that do not show their face. I talk about all the time how I was selling these headphones, earphones, and I made literally, I think I made in one of the months, I made like $3,000 or $4,000 from one video where it's just my hand, and I'm just showing the earphone. So I'm always going to be an advocate for TikTok shop because you can actually use it. You just repost the same content. So the same content that I'm posting on my TikTok shop, I just repost it everywhere. On my Amazon store, on my YouTube store, and on my Instagram. I have actually an Embody Pursuit Instagram. I'm not super active on there. I'm more active on my personal one, Ciana Singh. So if anyone wants to follow me over there, I am active on my personal Instagram. That's just fun. Like I just post like random stuff over there. There's no like means to an end over there. I just post like random stuff. But if you're interested in that, tap in with me over there. But yeah, I just repost the same content. So I just make one post one time and repost it everywhere. I now get the free product, like this backpack, for example, like this fitness bag. I needed a new fitness bag. So what I did was you can actually request different samples. So instead of me spending $30 on a fitness bag, I requested a sample, got it, did a bunch of content on it, and so I basically leveraged, am I gonna go? No. I basically leveraged my platform. So I did a trade. So I didn't have to buy the backpack. I got to keep my $30. I still got a backpack, and I just gave, let's see, about 10 minutes of my time posting about the backpack. And then I did like a 10-minute video, and then I just take that one 10-minute video and I just chop it up, and you can make 20 pieces of 15-second content out of that one 10-minute video. 10 minutes of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that we have to like expand the way that we're looking at it. So there is resources. If you're someone that's like, I need to make extra money, I gotta figure it out, you might want to try something that is going to make you uncomfortable. You might want to try something where, like, maybe 5 years ago there was a template for how you had to look as an influencer. It's for everybody now. Just like the modeling industry, how like at one time it was just for a very select 1% of the 1% of the 1% group of women. Now you see all kinds of women, all shapes, colors, and sizes, all ages, all over billboards now. You still see the main template, you know, but like you see full-figured women all over the place now on big campaigns in all different shades. So it's like that. So you might, you know, want to like kind of step out of your comfort zone. And you'd be shocked. You'd be shocked. And by the way, I think that the people that are older, like 55 and up, they blow up very quickly because like you can't beat out wisdom. So when they're talking about life experience, advice, when they're talking about financial advice, like they've had more time to make more mistakes and learn from them. So like they just have more potent like information, and I noticed that their pages, they'll blow up very quickly. So if you feel like you're aging yourself, or oh, that's for, you know, I'm just too young, you know, that's for the 40 and under people. No, everything is for everybody now. Like we just live in that time period. There's the only person now that is in your way is yourself. That's what it is. That's where we're at now as a society, which is kind of cool when you think about it. Like you have to just put on a new set of glasses, like a reframe, right? Like, you know, when you go to the doctor and they are checking your eyes and like they like give you different lenses to look out of, and you're like, okay, what does it look like now? Okay, what does it look like now? And all of the lenses exist. It just is a matter of which one that you're going to choose to where that you want to look out of. But they all are overlaid over each other, right? So yeah, there is some downside. Yeah, there is, you know, a learning curve. Yeah, there is, there's obstacles, of course, but that's part of life. Like, have fun with the obstacles. You guys, some of my funniest stories now are my most embarrassing, weird decisions that I've made. And like, it's hilarious now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so think about it like that. Like this obstacle that you're going through is now going to be your funniest story that you can tell and be the most liked person at the party because you have this hilarious story. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying real quick. That's for the 40 and under people. Ciana stays with the unintentional humor. Oh wait, what did I say? I don't even know what I said. Let's see. Just what up? Everyday Muscle. I'm not sure if you're on anymore, but what's up? What up, Plato? What up, D? What up? Jada, I definitely don't have people in my life doing this. I have 3 months off work due to injury. Oh, wow. Oh, yes. Jada, you're a perfect candidate for this. I'm not sure if you're still on. Yeah, Patrick, I've been on a few times. But I just haven't been on every day like I usually am. You know, I go through seasons. Yes, Dee, I'm trying to use this time to start heading to the right direction. Yep. Okay. Benji. All right. What up, what up? So, you guys, you know, y'all been seeing me for a while. I roll around on my own schedule. I don't use alarm clocks. I mean, unless I have to be somewhere. Like I had jury duty last year, so I had to have an alarm clock for that to make sure I was, you know. But like as far as my everyday life, I'm on my own schedule. So if I want to work at 4 in the morning from 4 to 1 p.m., 4 a.m. to 1 p.m., sometimes I do that and have the rest of the day off. I do that. Sometimes I won't get it going until 1 p.m. and then I might work for 6 hours. Sometimes I just take the day off. Sometimes, you know, it's like this lifestyle. I'm not going to say it's for everybody, but there's something for everybody in this entrepreneurial, like AI internet world now. And I really want, everybody should have, like, just like everybody has a cell phone, everybody should have something that they also have to offer where you're making extra funds. I just don't understand why anybody, and I'm going to push back on everybody on here. I don't know why anybody would only have one 9-to-5 job that they focus on and just have their money. When I tell you there's women that have children, that are lawyers, that are accountants, and they also have online businesses, like those are the ones I'm motivated by, because I'm like, okay, if they have kids and they're an accountant and they're a wife and they also have this online business, like they have their YouTube channel, I'm like, there's just no excuse, right? So everybody should have something, like it just, even if it's something physical, like you can sell physical products, like the website that I teach you guys how to use in my course that's coming out. You can sell physical products. So if you sell your own skincare or you sell your own pies and you know how to package them up to where you can sell them and like be able to ship them and it not get damaged or melt or whatever, you can sell something physical. It could even be like, you know, there's people that do, what they do is they'll go to like different sales, different closeout sales, or like garage sales, or maybe it'll be an estate sale, and they'll buy these items and then they'll resell them for double the price on their website. And then they do the shipping and handling them, you know, they just incorporate the shipping costs and they ship it out. Like it could, if you don't even want to do necessarily something digital, like you don't want a digital product, but you want to sell an actual like physical product, you could do that too. But you have human beings, right, that are on like Everyday Muscle. He's gonna send me some stuff and he has some dope merch, right? And I'm assuming, you know, I don't know him in person, but I'm assuming that that's not his only thing that he's doing. But it's like he's taking advantage of the fact that the internet exists and to sell some dope fitness merch, right? So it's like everybody should have their thing. Let's see. Who's Sam? So this is cool. So you guys like go on. So wait, so you guys will see each other on other people's lives? I think my phone's about to overheat. I don't know, Sam. All right, guys. I'm going to work for about 2 hours and then I am going to go to the gym, and then I don't know what else I'm going to do. I'm going to do something productive though. Probably clean and organize. I don't know. But have a beautiful rest of your day, guys. Check out that podcast from Diary of a CEO. Get down in the description. Get the free downloadable No matter what, you get you get a special code that is only inside of that downloadable, and you get the sneak peek. If you don't want to get the course, you have the steps on, not the exact steps, but you have the list of what I did. So you have that. If you want to just do it on your own, that's fine. It's just a thank you for being a part of the community. Make sure to subscribe. Also, if you can, for the 12 of you that are still here, if you can, oh yeah, please check out that video. It will blow your mind. If you can, if you've been rocking with the channel and it's on your heart, what I want to ask you to do as a favor for me, for just, I don't ask for much. If you could just share your favorite short video, just one of your favorite pieces of content from this channel onto your community tab. Just reshare it. Just 2 clicks. Share your favorite video on your community tab within, not on your Instagram, not on your, just within here in YouTube. Takes 2 seconds, and that would really, really help the channel grow and the community grow, the tribe grow. So I would love if you guys would do that. If there's anything that's resonated with you, if not, keep watching. Something is bound to resonate with you at some point. So have a beautiful rest of your day, guys, and we'll talk soon. Bye.